We pulling?
Alright, so here's what you need to know about Fyrakk, the last boss in the new raid. There's no actual footage of the boss since it wasn't tested, so we'll update this guide once we can confirm the best strategy from Heroic. These predictions take a ton of time to make, so if you like it, check out the Patreon. You'll get early access to all of our other guides too. Okay, so this fight is all about stopping Fyrakk from burning down the world tree, and there's 3 different phases, with an intermission after phase 1. Now, jumping into phase 1. The most important thing you have to do in this phase is keep fire away from the roots on the ground, or else the raid instantly wipes. The fire only comes from the ability Firestorm, which spawns swirlies on the ground near random players and leaves fire patches where they spawned. This fire also spreads on its own occasionally, so long story short, keep the boss and the raid far away from the roots and rotate around the room whenever more fire spawns. The other major ability in this phase is Dream Rend, which spawns a rift for a few seconds that does a ton of raid-wide pulsing damage and pulls everyone towards it. You take less damage the farther away from the rift you are, and you basically get one shot if you touch the rift, so, run away. Everything else in this phase is on the simpler side. Dispel a dot on random players called a flame, which is permanent, so dispels are required. For the tanks, face the boss away and taunt swap at as few stacks of the tank debuff as possible. And on Heroic, move away from the raid if you get the blaze debuff so everyone can dodge the waves that come out of it. When Fyrakk gets to 70% health, he starts the intermission, where he gets a big absorb shield and starts breathing fire at the world tree. You have to break this absorb shield within 30 seconds or else you're dead. While this is going on, orbs spawn from the fire on the ground and move toward the boss. These need to be soaked before they get to him, because if one does get to him, you guessed it, you're dead. Once you break the shield, the boss starts phase 2. No more roots in this phase to worry about, no more spreading fire, and no more rifts to run away from. However, the tree's heart now has a health bar which you have to keep from getting to 0 or else it's an instant wipe. The only way to do that is by healing friendly spirit adds that spawn around the room and walk toward the heart, sacrificing their health to the heart once they get there. It's super important that every healer knows that they have to be healing these friendly adds. There's also some important not friendly adds in this phase. A couple big Colossus dudes spawn that have to be tanked and quickly killed before they reach full energy and explode, wiping the raid. And Fyrakk jumps into the air and casts this big flying breath which spawns little adds that pulse raid-wide damage. These adds also need to be killed quickly because they kill any of the friendly spirit adds that move too close to them. When Fyrakk lands after doing his flying breath, it does huge fallout damage to anyone close to it. And the rest of the mechanics are the same as phase 1. At some point, probably when the boss gets to a certain health percent, he starts phase 3. No more tree health bar in this phase and no more adds to deal with. This phase is all about surviving an occasional raid-wide one-shot called Apocalypse Roar. The only way to survive it is by having players pick up seeds that spawn from the tree, and protect them long enough until they can be consumed to give a massive absorb shield to nearby players. If the seeds on the ground or players holding the seeds get hit by just about any mechanic, the seeds explode on the raid and you're probably dead. So only your best players are allowed to touch the seeds. So, no demon hunters, no warriors, and you might want to think about having Billy sit out of this one. Other than that, there are some tornadoes to dodge, a frontal breath to dodge, and the tank mechanic is now a huge physical nuke that you'll want to taunt swap for. And that is Fyrakk. Here's a recap for you to review or screenshot for later. Join the Discord if you need any help, check out the Patreon for early access to all of our videos, and subscribe to our upcoming newsletter for rating tips, breakdowns, and a whole bunch of other gamer stuff. Links to everything below. Big thank you to all of our supporters. Peace.